will be out of the pain. That is their idea. So now what happens is, this Upanishad, they are giving different ways to go about doing these things. 30 minutes, right? Thank you. So they are giving different ways to go about this thing, to get to this spiritual realization. And because of the contradictions and because of so many complexities, it is becoming difficult for a person to study. So one attempt at that was Bhagavad Gita. That means they wrote the Bhagavad Gita, and in the Bhagavad Gita he has summarized. So the idea is to study the whole Bhagavad Gita and then get whatever you want. The great things about Bhagavad Gita is the most popular spiritual text in the world today. And it is even studied by many Christian monks. Aristotle studied it, just to let you know. But what I want to tell you is that why this is so much important, because in Bhagavad Gita, though he is mentioning contradictory things, he is saying that there are different paths for different people. So if you are following one path, he doesn't have to follow that path. So there are 18 chapters, he is giving different paths. If you have studied Bhagavad Gita, it will say that if you cannot do this, then at least do this. If you cannot do that also, then at least do that. At the end he says that if you cannot do anything, just put flower in front of me. That's enough. That's what he says. So the whole idea of this whole thing is that he is giving another thing in Bhagavad Gita they have done is, it has integrated the previous two schools, because all these schools which I told in the past, in the Upanishad, there are two major problems which are in the Upanishadic philosophy. One is called karma and another is called jnana. That means we already know that somebody has to get to that spirit or what is called spiritual realization, and then the pain will disappear. So the question is whether I have to do something now to get to that knowledge, or I should not do anything and automatically that knowledge will come. So there is one school which focuses that the knowledge should come. You should not do anything. If you do something, that means you will create more confusion. The school which tells that you should do something is called karma school. It's called karma yoga. That means you should work without any expectation, you should serve people, you should be selfless, all those things. In Jnana Yoga, they say don't do anything, try to get away from don't have a family, you should not do anything, you should try to isolate yourself. Once you isolate, automatically knowledge will come to you. These schools have been fighting for a long time in the philosophy. Now there is another stream which I told you, like which takes you to Shiva, Vishnu, Ganesh. We are not going into that stream at all. That comes under Puranas. And just to make you one statement, that the whole religion of Hinduism does not come from Vedas. The religion Hindu comes from Puranas. Puranas are the stories. And there are 18 main Puranas. And these Puranas are very important because the Hindu religion comes from Puranas and not from Vedas. Because most of the Western people think that Hindu religion comes from Vedas. No, it doesn't come from Vedas. It comes from Puranas. And Puranas has all these stories. And those stories tell that, this Sita was married to Rama. And Rama decided to have only one wife. Actually, Rama is a king. He is allowed to have many wives. His father had 3 wives. But Rama had one wife. That is why India has one wife now. So the Hinduism is professing one wife, not because of Vedas. In Vedas, you are supposed to have many wives. In fact, in the Veda mantra, they say, I want more wives. So you have to understand that the Puranas is but we are not going into Puranas at all. But whatever it is, now this, in the Puranas, these two deities, Vishnu and Shiva, they came as prominent deities. You already know that there is a fight between Shiva followers and Vishnu followers. And later on, they have been integrated now. It's completely integrated now. Even today, there is Shiva people and Vishnu people, they behave differently. Shiva people apply this mark like that, and the Vishnu people apply like me. I am actually Shiva devotee. but they apply like that. So I just want to tell you that there is a difference. This jnana and karma, this is completely integrated in the Bhagavad Gita. So in the second chapter itself, the first question he says karma and jnana. That means how the karma and jnana, which one is most important and what I should do. Should I take the monastic vow to get the knowledge? So this whole karma and jnana, these are integrated and there is a resolution done in Bhagavad Gita. So anyway, now we have covered what is the Upanishad part, and there is a complexity in following the Upanishad. Though study of Upanishad is very important for a philosophy student. Means if you are a real philosophy student, you should study it. Otherwise, if you are only practical student of spirituality, you don't have to study Upanishad. Now what happens is, later on, this question came that what is that exactly you have to do to get the spiritual realization. And they don't want it like in the language of Upanishad, because Upanishadic language is poetic and sometimes it tells certain things. In one text, Brahman means God, another text, Brahman means something different. In third text, it may mean just take gold or something like that. So there are certain people who try to make this whole thing into what is called system. That means naturally the humanity is evolving and more system is coming. Definitely. Even today is more systematic and at that time. The problem is that today's systems are materialistic. That means computer system design. These were not existing at that time. That is why their texts are like that. But the problem is that all our knowledge is materialistic, and that's why we are not getting the pain-free state. The pain is increasing. Now, these systems, when they developed, those system is called as darshan. So darshan is a very systematic text in which is written what you should exactly do, theory and practice. Most of the darshan is only theory, very little is practice. You have to understand that. Only yoga darshan has practice in it. Now there are 6 darshanas which are very important. All these darshans, they can be connected to that original Vedas. There is no philosophy here, but from there they can be connected. So from Vedas to Upanishad and Upanishad to this, they can be connected, and they all respect Vedas. That means there will be a person who actually doesn't want any material thing, but he will still seek the Veda mantras. You will find it. He is actually not having any problem. And if you are a real student of spirituality, or you have studied Adi Shankaracharya's biography, see, Adi Shankaracharya is a totally Advaitic Vedanta philosophy. He believes that there is nothing exists, only the Brahman exists. But he takes shower, he takes shower in the Ganges before going to the temple. So in his biography there is one person who is a lower caste person. He touches Shankaracharya on the way. So Shankaracharya takes shower again and again. Then Shankaracharya gets angry with the person. Then that person tells him that, see, you are following this monasticism and you feel that everything in the world is totally illusory and only the Brahman exists. Then why are you feeling so much problem of my touching you? So then the Shankaracharya becomes shocked, and then there is a story that it was a Shiva's incarnation who had taken that form. But you will find that those people who believe in one thing, but actually they are still performing the Veda ceremonies. Even very big monastic institutes in India, they still perform Veda ceremony. They perform Rudra ceremony, in which they say, please give me gold, please give me cattle. They perform that. Oh, anyway, what happens is that in the darshan system, there is mainly philosophy, and there are 6 darshanas who believe into Vedas. Now there are...
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Sorry, what is the difference between darshan and philosophy?
Philosophy is a common word. Philosophy can be any philosophy. It can be English philosophy or Christian theology. philosophy is a subject in which you are trying to get something. In the Western philosophy, they may have a different goal. So philosophy is a love of knowledge, that's a direct translation. But philosophy is a subject. Darshan is one particular terminology which comes from that Upanishadic philosophy. So darshan is just a, sometimes darshan is translated as philosophy.
Yeah,
But
that's why.
actually it is translated because it's one of the philosophy. For example, biochemistry is one chemistry. But chemistry is one subject. Biochemistry is one particular out of that. Darshan is a Upanishadic philosophy. And darshan is just a name given to it. And there are so many interpretations. You have to understand that. See, darshan is a Sanskrit word. So darshan is to see, and it shows your knowledge, or it shows yourself. All those are interpretations. But darshan is a technical term which means those 6 philosophies. Now there are actually more than 6, but these are the popular ones. These are the popular ones. Now what happens is there are other philosophies who actually come from Veda only. They come from Upanishad only. But they say that they don't believe in Veda. For example, Buddhism. Buddhism says that they don't believe in Veda, but all the terminology they use is from Veda only. So those are called non-Vedic. In the Sanskrit language, that is called Nastik. And Astik means those 6 philosophies which I told you. And Nastik means they don't believe in Veda, but actually they come from Veda only. There are 3 Nastik philosophies which are popular. One is Buddhism, another is Jainism, and third one is called Charvak. Now, if you study all these philosophies, the real Nastik philosophy, that means the real philosophy which does not believe in Veda, does not believe in God, does not even believe in spirituality, is Charvak. And Charvak, their entire philosophy is based on only enjoyment. That means they think that nothing should be done. You should go on enjoying the life. Even if you take loan from people, even if you, whatever you have to do, you enjoy the life. In fact, there is one sutra in the Charvak. It says, Runam krutva krutam pibet. That means you should take the loan, even if you have to take the loan, go on enjoy the life. That is the sutra in that philosophy. Now, what I want to tell you is, if you watch the Jainism and Buddhism, you will find that they are actually doing what the Vedas are telling. There are certain things in Veda they don't do. For example, Buddhism and Jainism, they follow one principle called non-violence very seriously. Actually, don't follow it seriously, because you will find that they eat meat. So their philosophy is that if they themselves will not kill the meat, but if they go to Karen's house and she kills the goat and gives them meat, they will eat it. So now what happens is that Karen has a reason to kill the animal, because somebody is going to eat it. If nobody eats, then nobody will eat that. They will not have the butchery. The problem is that there are a lot of people who have this problem that how to get rid of the killing of animals. As long as somebody eats, they will need to kill, because without killing you cannot eat the animal. As soon as you eat the animal, it will be not alive. So you have to kill the animal only. And then there are so many other theories that you are also killing the trees when you are eating the vegetable, and so on. That is not the topic for today. But what I want to tell you is that there are 6 philosophies which directly relate to Upanishad. And one of that philosophy is called Yoga philosophy.